The 2K
Johnson welcoming you to the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm here with Shaq and the Jet. Tonight we'll see the Charlotte Hornets playing against the Detroit Pistons out at the Palace of Auburn Hills. Looking at the Pistons, they know this is not your throwaway game, a team they defeated in the second round of last year's playoffs. They'd better be ready. And before we tip off, I just need to ask Shaq, when you think back to great teammates, what are the qualities that make a great teammate?
Well, you want to play with guys who care as much about the game as you do, a guy who puts the team first, a guy who gets you involved, a guy who has the same dreams and aspirations that you have about the game.
Well, that name sounds like Kobe Bryant to me that you were talking about, but I always look for guys who could push me. And I could push them at the same time, where we could work together. It's a family, the basketball team. You playing for 82 games. You need somebody that's going to be in your corner.
Wouldn't you like to push Kenny?
Push him off this set.
Yeah, that's what I was getting
As long
at.
as I could push you back.
You may not be able to. Kevin Harlan, take it away, kid.
A wonderfully symmetrical skyline you have to love downtown Detroit. We are live from the Palace of Auburn Hills for this Eastern Conference battle featuring the Pistons here in Detroit. It's Wednesday Night Basketball, live on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. First game of this trip here for the Hornets. They're hoping to start it off with a W. It's an opportunity for them to play in a heated matchup like this, to play your best basketball. These are the games, guys, that show how well you match up against the other great teams in the league.
And when I look at Charlotte, they had plenty of doubters before the season started, but I can't imagine there's anybody out there that's taking them lightly anymore.
There better not be. If anybody still is doing that, they haven't been watching this group play. This is a dangerous team.
Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. The starting five on the floor. And Charlotte looking at who they've got. We've got Cassell, and it's Craig in at the one. Kicks it to Nash. Shot clock at 6. Fires, high post. The shot is off. The Pistons go the other way with it. Last game matchup with the Suns, a tough loss there.
And hard to say whether it was the game plan defensively that let them down or just the inability to really bring the fire on that side of the ball.
And, guys, it was a bit befuddling to me as to why they stuck with it. They dug themselves a hole and couldn't find the tweaks they needed to get out of it.
Detroit shooting their first free throws of the game.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
Yeah, guys, they can feel very good about themselves when you bring up those statistics. Impressive numbers.
Second free throw, no good. On defense, Detroit getting their first look of the season at this Hornets team.
They take on a team they knocked out of the playoffs last season in the conference semis.
Greg, would you suspect a little bad blood or bad feelings from the opposing side? They better be ready to scrap.
That three off target had some space there after the little pump fake. And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Thanks, guys. I caught up with the Hornets head coach. This is their first matchup of the season against this squad, and he knows the shot blocking in the middle will certainly be an obstacle. But he said, quote, "We've got to remain aggressive and continue to attack." Guys, he said that putting their bigs in high pick and rolls and shooting the open jumper with confidence will be key. We'll see how they do.
All right, Doris, thank you. Taking on a defense like the one they're facing today has certainly got their attention.
You have to watch film on them for a few minutes to see how sturdy they are defensively.
Yeah, for sure. No surprise they spent the bulk of their preparations getting their offensive game plan in place and ready to roll.
The Pistons have shot 2 free throws, and they're 1 of 2 so far.
Shooting two. Shooting two.
And the first one drops. That one falls, so he hits both of them.
And what an advantage. You really feel like you can always trust him when he's at the line.
To the paint. There's the steal. Pass break Detroit. Here's Hines. Count that one. 7 points in the game.
And it looks like he might just be on his A game today, Clark.
Here's Craig. Here's Nash. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Really the right play defensively. If you can't block, force him to the line.
Yeah, exactly. Prevent the layup. Give them a little bump, and then maybe they'll think twice about coming into the lane next time. And if they don't think about it, at least they might be distracted by your presence.
Roof shots. Roof shots.
And he can't get the first one. He hits the second from the line. Pistons leading by 5. Just over 2.5 minutes played here so far in the first quarter. The shot's good from Douglas.
All these open threes they're giving up have really been the driving force of this run.
And the points are starting to add up in a hurry, especially when you're giving up those looks from deep. Defensively, that possession better not start a trend because they just handed him 2 points.
There's the pass to Andrew. It's rebounded by Charlotte. Defeated by the Pacers in their last game, they'll try to put that one behind them.
And I don't care how much you grind it out defensively. When you shoot it that poorly, you're going to struggle to win games.
Well, it's not only going to be a struggle, it's going to be virtually impossible if you shoot as poorly as they did.
And what's your take, guys, in the hustle stats for the Pistons?
You know, they've done a great job of getting a hand up on shooters. Actually have gotten a lot of blocks as well, solidifying that defensive effort.
And also defensively, they've been able to cause some turnovers tonight, and that also builds confidence and gives you momentum.
So it's Detroit now, following the bucket by the Hornets. Nice ball movement by Detroit. 6 on the shot clock. From 10 feet out, no luck. And Charlotte will go the other way with it. Passes it to Craig. To the inside. Guerrero can't get it to fall.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
And that one's good. Carter's got his second basket.
Oh, this is the kind of start they were hoping for.
Yeah, shots falling. Off to a very good start offensively as a result.
Over to the wing. Here's Cassell. And the 3 off target.
And that's playing into the hands of the defense right there.
No way you can sneak that shot by him, Greg. I mean, he was all on top of that one.
Here's Hines. And Detroit again with the bucket.
Defensively, they've been a step slow here to start.
Giving up too many open shots. I mean, that's what's happening here, Greg. They look to me to be a bit sluggish.
And they've gotten good looks, you know, so that's one reason they're frustrated. Maybe he can come up with something to get them an easy one, maybe get to the line.
Yeah, you know, that may be the answer for them. But you know what else, Greg? Ultimately, I think because they're getting good shots, they'll make a better percentage of them going forward. Looking at the Pistons, Kevin, let's see how they performed over the last month in the NBA league rankings. First in scoring, first in rebounding, and they're also #1 distributing the basketball. This is a team that knows how to find the open man and convert those opportunities.
And you go back to their offense, the most explosive in the league. I mean, everyone talks about the great offense beating great defenses, and I tell you what, they make it difficult to hang with them.
And so here's Charlotte trailing by 10, and that one's good.
You can't afford to get him that kind of a look.
Well, you know, he came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you've got to do a better job of fighting over and through that.
Now here's Douglas. He had an 18-point outing in their last game against Phoenix.
You know, and in watching that game, he did a really nice job of passing the basketball, scoring, and setting up his teammates.
You know, they've scored several times already here in the first quarter down low. I like that.
It's like a running game in football. When you can pound the basketball inside, it also allows you to control the team's transition.
Here's Cassell. He's coming off a 19-point game against Indiana.
And how about how opportunistic he was defensively? Steal after steal for him in that game just showed the quickness of his hands and anticipation.
Pass to Craig. That one a little long.
You know, he's been off his game this quarter just a bit. Hasn't been able to get a whole lot to go so far.
I mean, that's a tough break for the D. I mean, he took the hit and drew the whistle.
Yeah, but he was late to get there, Greg, so the referee couldn't give him a free pass on that one.
And the Hornets making a change here. Outside, White. To the middle. Simpson, the pass to Andrew. The rim-rattling two-handed jam.
He is one guy you do not stand in the way of when he decides to attack the rim.
There's the pick. The feed to Neal. Can't get it to go.
There was just enough defensive pressure to get him off balance and cause that shot to go awry.
Takes a three. That's good. And now an 11-point Piston lead.
Outstanding start from three-point range. Their shooters are on fire.
Really makes them a hard team to guard because they space you out so well.
So it's the Hornets now. Craig, White covering, just 5 on the clock. Here's Craig. Up and in on the layup.
How about the way he's able to angle his body to shield the big fella off and still get the finish?
You've got to be clever with your sleight of hand when you get inside and try to finish against the bigger guys. And he made it look easy that time.
Here's Cassell. And he can certainly fill it up when they need him to. He's averaging almost 21 points a game. Here's White. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
That's his second personal.
This is his first trip to the line tonight.
And the free throws have been dropping for him at a rate of about 77% on the season.
You know, his free throw percentage has dropped this year, but not really enough to raise any red flags or become alarmed about it.
Burke, he's checked in for the Pistons. And both free throws good for White. Hornets trail by 11. Clark, some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, they need a basket just to regain some momentum here, Kevin.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Detroit Pistons dancers.
Pass to Cassell. Stripped away. Fast break Detroit. Baseline J on the way, and he recovers it. Carter kicks to White. Here's tapped, and that one goes in as he is fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts at the line.
Already seizing control of this game.
Total control, Greg, and as well as they're playing at both ends, I look for this lead to get even larger.
One shot, gentlemen.
Hornets trail by 14. 1:32 left to play in the first quarter. Charlotte moving it around. And the pass to Simon. Here's Cassell. Shot clock at 5. Over to the left wing. The fader. Detroit with the rebound.
He's certainly not been at his best this quarter, and that's an understatement.
And the first shot of the night for him, no good. Charlotte has gone 0-4 from three-point land to start out. Looking cold from outside. Wide open. That is good.
Yeah, I love the communication and the chemistry between those teammates.
Outside White. There's 45 seconds left in the first. And they'll keep possession. Passes to Simpson. Feeds to Carter. Now here's Burke. 11-point game his last outing. Pass to Simpson. Carter right side. Detroit, no good that time either. Hornets trail by 12. And a fast break now for the Hornets. Cassell, no good.
And he's really trying to get them back into it, but the results just have not been there.
Back to Carter. Tries it from 19. It's good. The assist that time from Burke. Carter's got 6.
It's taken them no time to build this lead up. Great first quarter offensively.
But no time to relax here. They've got to keep the pressure on with the defense, and I think they've got to try to put this one away early.
And as the first quarter wraps up, already a double-digit lead. Pistons lead by 14. And the second quarter will be on the way when we come back. And we welcome you back to more NBA action. Players looking hydrated and plenty of Gatorade to help them get their job done tonight. And a comfortable margin for the Pistons here, guys.
A lot of tough D being played by them so far. It's been the difference maker.
Greg, no uncontested shots for the most part. That's why they've had success.
Hornets trail by 14. So on the floor for Charlotte to start this second quarter. Here's Grimes. No good, and tight defense there bothered that shot. Detroit's gone 3 of 5 from beyond the arc so far tonight. Shoots from the baseline. Takes a big high bounce and goes in. 11 points in the game.
Boy, such outstanding patience and decision-making for them offensively.
Absolutely. Their ball movement has been outstanding, and they're piling up the assists.
Simon, the pass to Guerrero. There's the pick. The tray. Count it. His second make in 4 attempts.
Perfect screen there. Set him up with a terrific look.
Yeah, I like the fact that the setup was good, the screen was solid, but you also have to look at the fact that the defender didn't do his job as well as he could have.
And stolen by Nash. Guerrero, defended by Douglas. Nash, the pass to Guerrero. There it is. It's Nash picking up the assists. 5 points in the game.
A wide open three. They need much better communication defensively.
The 15-footer uses the glass to drop it in. And the Pistons lead by 12.
He's been one of their more reliable options today, guys. I mean, his shooting has led them to this lead.
Douglas with the steal. One-on-one here. Here's Andrew. And the rebound goes to Nash. Charlotte has gotten both of their three-point attempts to go down here in the second quarter. And there's the pass to Simon. Top of the key, Nash. Here's Grimes. And again, Charlotte with the triple.
Boy, that was a rugged screen set there, fellas, and the defense didn't even try to go through that one.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Detroit Pistons dancers.
Go to the 2K leaderboard and look at the NBA's best rebounding teams for this last month. The Pistons, number 1.
I mean, they've taken their rebounding to another level, getting physical and playing with a ton of energy.
Pistons leading by 9. A little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. And it's out of bounds to the Pistons as Detroit retains possession.
Let's see where Charlotte sits right now in the league rankings. First in blocks, third in rebounding. And they also show up as a top 5 team in steals. Young, aggressive, and athletic, getting into the passing lanes.
And going back to that top ranking in terms of block shots, for me it's been pure dominance. Defensively, they have such great presence around the rim, and at times that gets in your head.
His second personal, first team.
The Pistons have made 6 of their 7 attempts at the line in this one. We're just over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Passes it to Guerrero. Got a piece of it.
That's something they need to do more of. Get after it on the glass. Go get those boards.
Clark, it wouldn't hurt. Some extra possessions would definitely help narrow the gap and maybe swing the momentum.
The 17-footer. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot 2. The Pistons have been good at the free throw line in this one, 7 of 8.
Shooting free throws.
Shooting 2. Shooting 2.
And the first one at the line is good. So he makes 1 of 2 as the second one misses. Lets the 3 fly. Rebound by the Pistons. At one point they led by 16. After this one, they're off to Denver to take on the Nuggets. That's game one of a 3-game road trip. There's a screen. Clock at 6. 18 feet out. Can't get it to fall, and he's missed the second after making his first. Hornets trail by 13. Here's Craig. No good with the triple.
Kevin, I didn't like that defensive effort at all, but they're lucky he missed it.
Yeah, you hope that's not indicative of the type of D they're going to play, because if they do, they're going to have struggles with him tonight. The right thing there to stay that tight on him and really try to keep him out of his comfort zone.
And goaltending is going to be the call, so they get the basket there anyway.
He didn't get to that one quite in time, Kevin. Those can be tough to gauge sometimes.
Charlotte shooting their third free throw shot of the game.
And as a unit, they're shooting 78% from the line. That's a solid number to work with on the season.
Yeah, it's been a very frustrating season for them in that regard, guys.
Pistons leading by 10. Shoots. It's good. Now he's shooting 6 for 7.
And just a little bit ragged defensively there, Clark.
Out left to the wing. 6 to shoot. There's a good screen. Fires the 3. And they'll turn it over. Could not get off a shot. 24-second violation.
It's been a real difficult game for him offensively, and it's costly.
The Pistons have gone 4 of 8 so far here in the second quarter. Here's Philemon. Great D that time from Nash.
Now, nice work there to contest the finish inside.
You know, they got the shot they wanted, but his defense, deterred them from those plans.
That cuts the lead to single digits.
A little bit of a defensive breakdown there. He's not the guy you want to leave open on the perimeter. You've got to stay attached to him.
Down low. Nash with the block. And it's out of bounds to the Pistons as Detroit retains possession. And the Pistons making a change here. White's checked in. There's the screen. Banked in off the glass. And the Pistons lead by 11.
They have repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid dividends.
And with as many points as they've gotten in the paint, they haven't had to do much work on the perimeter. And they've gotten good looks, so that's one reason they're frustrated. Maybe he can come up with something to get them an easy one, maybe get to the line.
Yeah, that may be the answer for them. But you know what else, Greg? Ultimately, I think because they're getting good shots, they'll make a better percentage of them going forward.
I think Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
Over that last break, Kevin, I got a chance to hear what head coach of the Hornets said to his team. He focused on their offense and said to his guys, make the extra pass. Don't try to play hero ball and do it by yourself. That ends up leading to bad shots. I'm sure coach is hoping those changes turn the tide in this game and shrink the deficit before halftime. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, Doris, thank you very much. Shot clock at 6. Fires for 3. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
And how about the last 5 made shots have all been threes? The defense is just giving up a barrage.
Most teams get the message to cover shooters after 1 or 2 wide open looks at the three-point shot, but it seems like they have just not figured it out.
Neal, and the bucket counts, and he's on his way to the free throw line. Try to make it a 3-point play.
Yeah, heads-up aggressive play right there. Saw the smaller man on him and took it straight to the basket.
And he's got his first chance at the line here. Free throw is off from Neal. Detroit leading by 8. Outside, White. They set the screen. Off the pick. It's deflected. Craig. White covering. Pass to Cassell. The dish now to Neal. To the left wing. Here's Craig. Carter pulls it in. Carter's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight.
He's been wayward and just off on about everything he's put up in this period. That was simply a defensive breakdown there, Kevin. He was all alone for that shot. It was a warm-up jumper.
Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
That's his second personal foul.
For Charlotte, they had made 2 and missed 2 at the line tonight.
Taking 2 shots.
And the first one drops. No good on the second free throw.
Yeah, in this quarter, they've had the right approach, driving and drawing, initiating contact, create opportunities, get to the line.
Yeah, I like everything you said there, because when all else fails, if you can get to the stripe, that's really a good way to change the momentum in the game, because you get points and you also slow down the opponent because the game isn't going up and down as much.
Here's Hines. Softly drops in the floater. He's got 18.
No misses for him yet in this quarter. Solid as a rock.
Here's Craig. The shot is off. Now the Pistons take it the other way. At one point, they led by 16. And out of bounds as the Hornets gain possession. Well, when you think of the great playmakers in league history, John Stockton per game averaged double-digit dimes. Think of this. For his career, 15,806 career assists. A record you knew right off would stand for a very long time.
And, guys, you know, you look up point guard in the dictionary, and there's a nice little picture of John Stockton there. I mean, he is an unreal distributor. Controlled the game like no one ever has before or since. It's no coincidence that Utah never missed the playoffs in any of the 19 seasons that John Stockton was at the helm. Just a grinder, always doing the dirty work on the offensive glass, and that's one of the things he brings to the table.
So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. And now the 2K leaderboard. If you want to talk defense and talk blocked shots, just have a look at these teams, what they've done the last month. The Pistons, number 1. In third, the Hornets.
Boy, an outstanding few weeks. These teams have made some adjustments to their inside games, better positioning primarily, and extra footwork drills in practice. Look at the results. Impressive.
First one falls for him. Burke hits them both. 1:30 left in the first half of the game. Pass to Cassell. Beyond the arc. Rebound by the Pistons.
Hey, they got the shot they wanted off of that pick, but it just doesn't fall.
Yeah, it didn't go down, but you'll take that shot every single time, Greg. That's good offense.
Carter sets the pick for Burke. Carter at the elbow. And again, it's the Pistons missing. Hornets trail by 10. 51 seconds left now here in the second. Grimes, white covering, shot clock at 6. Here's Grimes, and that one comes up a bit short.
With the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in control of this game.
And no doubt about it, rebounding is an effort stat, folks. They've been more determined than their opponent thus far.
Here's Costa. From out on the wing, he knocks it down. He has 5. We've got 13 seconds left in the first half of basketball. Here's Burke. Got a hand on it. Grimes. No luck. So we've reached the end of the first half of play. It's Detroit leading by 8. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from the Palace of Auburn Hills.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, everybody. It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show. Ernie Johnson along with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Detroit finds themselves ahead after 2 quarters. They have an 8-point lead. Shaq, let's get your opinion on their game so far.
Well, what's really shifted the game in their favor has been their rebounding. They got a good edge on the boards, and that's a product of their hard work. All 5 guys been battling, putting everything they have to fight on the glass. That needs to remain the focus for 2 more quarters if they want to hang on to their lead.
Kenny, what was your takeaway on Charlotte?
Well, it's never easy to play on the road, and the score reflects that. Just doesn't seem like they're well prepared for this matchup. Every time they tried to make a run, they got derailed. I think to refocus their efforts in the second half, they're going to need to play with a lot more determination for a chance to win this.
And that'll do it for now as the second half of our game is about to get underway. Kevin Harlan has the call.
And now the third quarter about to get going. Hornets trail by 8, and it's Carter in at the small forward. That's the group for Detroit right now. Six on the shot clock. Here's Craig. Right through the D for the layup. He's got 6.
Check out these handles. That's rush hour handles. Not midday, not early morning. That's rush hour handles. That nasty spin just froze the defender.
He feeds it to Nash. To the wing on the left. Charlotte moving the ball around. Can't cash in on the 10-foot jumper.
They're really getting the work done inside with their rebound.
The defensive backboard has been controlled. They have not allowed a lot of second chances. It's been about one and done for the most part. And I'm not talking about leaving college.
Yeah, I know you're not. That's a bunch of good rebounding taking place there, boy.
Here in this third quarter, just over a minute play. Here's Craig. And a miss there on the triple. Pistons leading by 6. Here's Philemon. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. He's got 6.
No matter what they've tried, the D just has not been able to deny them the ball in the paint.
And it's a big key thus far in this game, Clark, because whenever they've gotten the ball in the paint, good things have happened.
Offensive rebound and finished off by Nash.
And Kevin, the knack for the offensive rebound are a big part of what makes this guy special.
Not to mention, Greg, his ability to finish with strength just like that.
Yeah, he's an invaluable asset for them to have. No question about it.
Craig, defended by Douglas. The pass to Cassell. The Hornets need to get a shot off here. From beyond the arc and then some. And now just a 3-point Detroit lead.
Man, he's got a tremendous ability to knock it down from deep. I mean, that's a big-time triple.
No doubt that's a difficult shot. You're talking 3 or 4 feet beyond the arc.
Already it's February. Let's see how the East is matching up. Let's take a look at the Pistons. They're looking extremely sharp right now, poised in the top spot and playing very well. And, of course, Charlotte sitting in second place.
And I think for the Pistons, they've had just the kind of season you knew they were capable of. I mean, they've got all the talent in the world, but how about maximizing it to the fullest?
Well, there was never a question about the talent. I mean, they've got enough of that. It was just a matter of if they could get the most out of it.
A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play. Here's Andrew. Makes no mistake on the open jump shot. He's got 7.
You know, that's exactly how they wanted to run that possession, guys. Beautiful.
Nash up on top. Passes it to Craig. Pass to Simon. Takes the 13-footer, and that one's good. Pistons leading by 3. To the inside. Whoops, anticipated the pass. Turnover. Out to the right wing. Here's Guerrero. Rebound by the Pistons. We've gone about 3.5 minutes into the third now. Here's Philemon. Nash with the block. Here's Craig. He feeds it to Nash. Out to the wing. And that's out of bounds. Charlotte will retain possession. Taking high percentage shots has been this group's specialty. On your screen now are this month's field goal percentage leaders. They set the pick. Off the pick. Rebound by the Pistons. Carter's got 6 rebounds in the game. The pass to Andrew. A 3-pointer off the mark.
Well, you know, they're in the lead, but he's still been frustrated from an offensive standpoint.
Dishes it to Nash. Out to the right wing. 6 to shoot. Douglas with the steal. And, oh, here we go. Carter's got it in the fast break chance. Nice D from Nash. Hornets trail by 3. Passes it to Simon. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
You can see where the Pistons rank in the league stats over these last 10 games now. Tops in scoring, first in rebounding, and they're also #1 distributing the basketball. This is a team that knows how to find the open man and convert those opportunities.
And you go back to their offense, the most explosive in the league. I mean, everyone talks about the great offense beating great defenses, and I tell you what, they make it difficult to hang with them.
Okay, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
He misses the free throw. So both teams changing it up here. No luck that time either. Pistons leading by 3. Hines the pass to Andrew. Kicks to Douglas. The 3. That is good. Douglas has got 6.
A lot of space right there to get that shot off.
Not a very good job of the defender getting over the top of that screen in that particular play.
To the left side wing. They set the screen. 5 on the clock. Here's Guerrero. Nice spin off the left rim and in. 10 points for him.
That's a nice job of getting the ball in the paint and burying the shot. That's exactly how it's done.
Here's Hines. Here's Andrew. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. This is his first free throw of the game.
Shooting free throws.
And he makes the first. And good on the second, so he makes them both.
Well, as far as the league's big men go, he's one of the very best at the foul line.
Pass to Simon. Charlotte moving the ball around. To the wing on the left. From past the arc. Detroit with the rebound.
And they continue to control the glass.
Guys, I think they've simply been the more physical team, and that's why they're ahead.
Here's Andrew. No good from outside.
Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
Now the pass to Simon. To the middle. Here's Grimes. Lays it up and in off the pretty assist. 10 points for him.
I think they need to get much more disruptive defensively. They can't just keep allowing these easy baskets.
That's got to be job #1 right now. Nothing easy on the inside.
Nash outside. Passes it to Simon. He dishes it to Neal. And the layup's good off the glass. Now just a 2-point Piston lead.
Took advantage of some shoddy defense there. They've got to at least get a finger on it.
And they're able to recover. Charlotte has gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Grimes, right covering. To the right side. There's the screen. Clock at 6. Here's Grimes. And it comes off the front of the rim.
I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range.
And it's denied. He kicks it to Nash. Down low. Here's Neal. And they're unable to get the tying basket there. Outside, White. Here's Andrew. It's deflected, and he gets it back.
Andrew.
Hornets trail by 4. Grimes. Burke covering. Neal passes to Simon. And it's off from three-point range. Detroit's gone to the three-pointer 11 times tonight and nailed 5 of them. Costa. Burke covering. Pass to Simon. The 3-ball. At the elbow, it's Neal. They set the pick. There's 57 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. Pistons leading by 4. And here is Burke. And the layup is good.
Nice work on the inside. Hard to get that one up and over the big fella.
Well, it's not supposed to be easy down there, and a little artistry on the inside helped him make it happen.
Right wing. Inside. Costa. Terrific assist. A nice finish. Solid play all around.
That's the kind of aggressive and assertive play they need as we get closer and closer to crunch time.
You're right, Clark. Just continue to pound it in the paint and get those easy points inside.
With 4 seconds on the clock, misses the layup.
And this is why you need good defenders on the interior to contest shots.
Yeah, Greg, making every shot a hard one, even the shots in close.
We've got a great game on our hands as we welcome you back. The fourth quarter of action getting started. Pistons leading by 4. Setting the floor for the Hornets. We've got Cassell, and it's Craig in at the point guard. Pass to Cassell. There's the triple. That's good. Cassell's got the first field goal of the fourth quarter here for Charlotte.
Defensively, they can't afford to back off of him that much. You don't want to be giving up easy threes, especially at this stage of the game.
To the inside. To take the lead. Rebound by the Pistons. At one point, they led by 16.
Well, if this game comes down to the rebounding battle, they'll be the ones coming out on top.
They've had a strong game on that front, Clark, no doubt about it. Oh, great defense. They anticipated the play and got there first.
And not afraid to put his body on the line either, Greg. He took a shot for the team in that situation.
Nash is checked in for the Hornets. They set the pick. 13 feet away. And the Hornets miss again. The Pistons leading. Here's Simpson.
Oh, no, you hate to see that. Those are just the kind of errors that can cost you in a game like this.
Charlotte has gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. And there's the pass to Guerrero to take the lead. Bullseye. And the Hornets lead by 1.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Clearly just an example of a different mindset between these teams.
Here's Craig, and a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2.
All right, now, take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
He's off on the first. And the second free throw, good.
And you can see that even though he ties the game up, disappointed he couldn't give him the lead.
We're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter in this one. That's good.
Key buckets, and we know he delivers down the stretch.
They set the screen. Passes it to Guerrero. Fires the three. Charlotte again missing.
Well, he had one three-pointer in the first half, but so far in the second, he's come up with goose eggs.
And there's the feed to Douglas. Four on the shot clock. Pulls up on the elbow. And Detroit again with the bucket.
Douglas!
Hornets trail by 4. Pass to Guerrero. Here's Cassell. Charlotte no good that time either.
And that's the shot he has to take.
Exactly. That's the right look. The decision was good. He just didn't execute.
The shot's good from Douglas. Hornets have gone just 33% from the field in the fourth quarter so far. They are 2 of 6. They set the pick. Here's Cassell. And the Hornets miss again.
Boy, just by his body language, Kevin, you can tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Yeah, it seemed like he had great rhythm on that. You can see the disappointment in his face.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Sure could, Kev. I mean, too many empty trips. They need some points.
And the pass to Guerrero. Charlotte moving it around to stop the run, and he gets it to go.
The defender there in the neighborhood, but not quite close enough. Good shot.
Pistons leading by 6.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Detroit Pistons dancers.
Catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Hi, Kevin. The head coach for Detroit had some instruction for his guys during that last break. He wants to make sure they stay assertive and aggressive on the offensive end, saying, I don't want to sit on this lead. Let's build on it and not give them a chance of coming back. Guys?
All right, Doris. Inside. Plays it up and banks it in. And the Pistons lead by 8.
Seems that every pass they make is leading to a score here. I mean, that's just exquisite ball movement.
And that's because the ball is looking for the best shot, and it's really paid off for them during the run. Wow, has he flipped a switch at halftime. Much more effective here in the second half. How about the determination? Now that's what we call competing for a rebound.
The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. One free throw coming his way.
How about that move? You'll see very few players able to pull off. Just sensational stuff.
And let's get your take, guys, on the scoring breakdown for the Pistons.
And I like how they've taken the high percentage shot in the paint. In that first half, we saw them doing it, and they've continued to succeed as the game has worn on.
They've really been on fire from beyond the arc tonight, too. I mean, a lot of their points have come from out there.
Hammers the alley-oop through.
Phenomenal alley-oop slam right there, guys.
They're taking advantage, Clark, of a team that looks lost out there.
Guys, this one is threatening to get really ugly.
Craig, the three-pointer, no good.
He is just really almost playing for the other team. The shooting has just been poor.
Nash outside. Nash with a screen on Douglas. Just 5 to shoot. Feeds it to Nash. And Again, the shot no good, a bit short.
And, you know, coaches just love players who they can count on to give that effort defensively.
And he clearly is one of those guys, Greg. We saw it right there. Nice work forcing that miss.
That's his third personal foul. Shooting 2 for Detroit. Hines.
All right now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Roof shots.
And he makes the first. And so he hits both. Hornets trail by 7. Here's the screen. Here's Cassell. It's deflected, but he gets it back. And the Hornets miss again.
Nice little lead they're enjoying here, and they deserve it with all the work they put in on the glass.
Yeah, the effort and the aggression really favors them thus far. They've completely dominated the backboard.
Pass to Guerrero. Got a piece of it. Inside. Here's Hines. It's good, and that takes him to 77% shooting this game. 10 for 13. Hornets trail by 11. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time getting the lid off the basket so far.
The shot's good from Nash.
How about the purpose with which he's crashing the backboards right now? Some hard-earned second chance points.
And that one's good. And the Pistons lead by 12.
And he's looking to really stretch this lead out, even with the cushion they have, still letting it fly from long range.
Pass to Cassell. Lots of room. And he hits the jumper for 2. Cassell's got 7 points for the quarter.
It's really been a tale of 2 halves, guys. A slow start, but this quarter, he has really been the man.
Cassell grabs the miss.
Boy, even though he missed, you can't give up that kind of a look very often.
Better to be lucky than good sometimes. Fortunately, they didn't get burned on that one. Oof, rough shooting night tonight, but you can't fault him for the effort.
Took him no time at all on that one.
Assist goes to Sebastian Hines. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here are the battles. Let's give it up for your auto motion.
Hornets trail by 12. And count it from 19 feet away.
I tell you what, it's almost like stealing to watch how he plays the game from this seat.
Now Carter. They set the pick. Shoots off the screen. And the rebound goes to Nash.
A key rebound there, but they can do a little better on the glass here down the stretch.
Guys, it's been their weakness to this point in the game, but they're still alive.
And it is flushed down with a nice jam.
And able to pad his stats a little bit there on that play, the board and the bucket.
And you know, Greg, that'll put him in the good graces of that coaching staff, too. My goodness.
Kevin and Greg, hard work on the offensive glass always does that. I mean, his fans will remember the dunk but the coaches love the rebound.
And that one misses. Pistons leading by 8. Now the dish to Douglas. Pass to Andrew. Clock at 6. Here's Hines. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron. 28 points for him.
And at this point, just sort of running through the paces, as it appears it'll be a nice win here for the Pistons.
And the big difference here was accuracy behind the three-point line, Clark.
Well, they started spraying them from deep, and then it spread out the defense, and they had all the looks they wanted.
And these guys already with 45 wins on the year, so tonight we'll make it 46.
And tonight they took the time they needed, made the plays they had to, when they had to, and that's why they're going up 1-0 in their 3-game season series against the Hornets.
Lets it go with a 3. That's in for his 5th make of the night. Now shooting at a 50% clip, 5 for 10.
They're down right now, trying to stay in the game with the 3-ball. They've shot a lot more here in the second half than they did in the first half. And I'm not sure I agree with that strategy.
Cassell kicks to Nash. It's good. Oh, and that cuts the lead to just 5.
Loose D here. Critical stretch. I mean, you're better off sending him to the free throw lines than to have him get that good a look.
We've got 33 seconds left here in the 4th quarter.
Is it me, or does it just feel like he gets every rebound that comes up?
Well, he practically has gotten every one that's available. A 20-plus rebounding game is not something we get to see very often, Grant.
And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
Yeah, the officials didn't need to talk that one over. It was obvious.
Shooting for Detroit, Nash. At the line for 2.
And he cannot get the first one to drop. Tough one to miss. And he does get the second one. And that shrinks the margin to just 4.
They really could have used a perfect trip to the line there. Instead, they're still down 2 possessions.
Yeah, you can't let them hold the ball and just milk those last seconds away.
No, you got to foul. I mean, it's going to come down to free throws here. Foul right away.
And so they choose to intentionally foul. Good on the first, and that puts them up by 5. Second one is good, getting both at the line, and it's a 6-point ball game.
No mistakes there. I think you can close the book on this one, guys. It's done.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Detroit Pistons answer.
We've got 13 seconds left in the game. To the paint. The pass to Cassell. For the 3. Can't get it to fall. And so the Pistons take the win. It was up for grabs right until the final seconds, Clark.
You know what? They showed their character in crunch time, though, doing what had to be done to send these fans home happy.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. This is Kevin Harlan saying thank you for tuning in. Now time to head over to the studio where the award-winning Ernie Johnson is with Shaq and Kenny, all standing by. Guys, take it away.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Kevin, thank you, and now we get a chance to check out our Jordan Player of the Game.
This is what you love to see out your star players. He's the guy you rely on to give a team a win. Both ends of the floor, shouldering the scoring load. He was a joy to watch tonight, Ernie.
I can't imagine a player having a better night from the field than he had tonight. His shooting percentage was off the chart. He used every trick in the book to get those high percentage shots. He shot from every direction, and there was a little bit of luck here and there, but he was on fire.
And that brings us to the end of our broadcast for this evening. For Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin Harlan, and our illustrious 2K Sports crew, this is Ernie Johnson saying good night, and we'll see you again soon, but not soon enough.